Hello and welcome! In this video, I'll be sharing with you my Amiibo wall. This is quite a difficult task to do because of how large it is. The length is roughly 3.6 meters or just under 12 foot, and the height of the shelves themselves are 2.1 meters or roughly 6'11". It's also difficult because I'm currently standing against the opposite wall to be able to try and fit it all in, and I also had to move my TV and TV cabinet out of the way to get it all in view. Usually the TV covers about that row there, those two rows, and a little bit of the sides. We will move in shortly, but first of all, let's just have a quick little overview. So, top left corner, we have our Detective Pikachu because it is quite large and doesn't fit on any of the other shelves. And on the other corner, we have our Mega Yarn Yoshi, also because of how large it is. We then have our other Yarn Yoshis and Yarn Poochies. We have our classic Marios. Then we have all of our Legend of Zelda ones. Then we jump down to the next shelf, and we have all of our Super Smash Bros. Line of Amiibo running across the wall in the order of, well, their numerical order. In Australia, they have actual numbers assigned to them, starting from Mario as number 1, and then going Peach number 2, 9, 10, etc., goes across. Then we have our Chibi Robo, we have our Metroid, we have our Kirby's, we have our Shovel Knights, then we have our set of Marios, Super Mario Bros. Figures, which includes our wedding figures, for example, and then Cat, Peach, and Mario. We have the Gold Mega Man, we have our Fire Emblem, we have our Skylanders slash Amiibo figures. We have our Super Mario cereal. Going back up this way, we have our Monster Hunters. We have our Pikmin Amiibo. We then have Animal Crossing and Splatoon. And then just down there, we have our Diablo figure, and then we have our Praise the Sun over there. That's the quick little overview. I'll now move in closer and we'll have a good look at them all, and I'll go over some facts about them and go from there. Okay, nice and close in now. So we have our Detective Pikachu up in the corner there, quite large. And then we have our Guardian Amiibo. As you may notice, for the majority of the Amiibo, I have two, one sealed and one opened up on top, so that as a gamer, I can actually scan them in and use them, and as a collector, I can have them brand new in box. This was necessary because in the original releases, can't really see on these ones, the original ones, they had a little bit of like sticky tape underneath with metallic coating, so you couldn't scan them in the box. Later on, they replaced it with just like a sheet slid in. You can see the white corners of it there. Some of the newer ones don't have them, which is great, but too little too late, so I had to buy two of everything. Some of them I bought pre-owned, some of them just bought two brand new ones on release. So let's move back up here. So we have our Detective Pikachu. Then we have our Guardian Amiibo. It is the first, and I think so far only Amiibo that is posable. You can decide how to have its legs displayed. We then have our Bokoblin. We have our champions. So we have Daruk, Urbosa, Rivali, and Mipha. We then have our Zelda, Bow and Arrow Link, and Horseback Link. We then have Skyward Sword Link. We have our newly acquired Zelda and Loftwing Amiibo, quite a large figure compared to the other ones. We then have Twilight Princess Link, Majora's Mask Link. We have the 30th anniversary links, so we have Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker Zelda, Toon Link, and then we have the Classic Link. Next up, we have our Wolf Link, and then the Link's Awakening little clay model Link. We move on to our 30th anniversary Super Mario Bros. And then we have our super cute Yarn Yoshis. Now, we have all of them there, and then we have only the one Mega Yarn Yoshi. Since that one could be opened up and sealed away nice and simply, I didn't need a second one, which was great. And that is the top row. Now we can move on to Super Smash Bros. And a little easier to hold the camera, hopefully, as well. Okay, so let's see. Can I make this any better with this? I can. So we have Mario, which is number 1. We have Peach, which is number 2. So those are the numbers I was referring to earlier. I think maybe just Australia and Europe did numbers or something like that. Let me try and get the lighting a little less harsh. One moment. Okay, I've tried to move them a little further back. Hopefully get less glare, but we'll have to just work with what we've got. Very hard to light it up as well. So we have a random Yoshi keychain next to our Yoshi figure. Let's just have a quick little run through the line, checking them out. So we have all of our Smash Bros. Ones. The Villager Amiibo had a change in design between the original releases. So different faces you can kind of see. Okay, next we have Pikachu, we have Kirby, one of my favorites. Keep walking through them all. We have a random Luigi figure there with the Luigi Amiibo. I'll see if I can actually do without the lights for this close-up. Let's see. Yeah, that's kind of... Nah, we'll need to turn it back on. Okay. Let's just try and work with what we got. Okay. Continuing along with the rest of the Smash Brothers ones. Okay, so that's the first shelf. Then we go down to the next shelf of our Super Smash Brothers ones. Not really much trivia or anything to say about these ones. They are all super gorgeous. I've done unboxing videos for, I'm pretty sure, most of these amiibo. Here we have something of interest. The Game & Watch amiibo, which has different ones that you can swap in and out. So you can decide which one you want to actually have displayed. In theory... almost dropped it. In theory, it would be nice to have like a whole heap of those, so you could have one of each displayed. But that's not something that I have decided to go ahead with. But yeah, there's 4 different ones. Now let's keep on going through. Now we can go down to the next row. Okay, so here we have our first Player 1 versus Player 2 sort of amiibo. So they did 3 of these. We have our Cloud, we have our Corrin, and we have our Bayonetta amiibo. And then we moved over to the new line. So one of the things I hate is the fact that you have your original amiibo boxes and then your new amiibo boxes with the red Nintendo. It does stand out a little on the wall, but let's continue. Okay, we have our first DLC characters, being Piranha Plant. Then we continue on. First time K. Rool's been seen in a while. Continuing along, got our awesome Pokemon Trainer amiibo. And now we can go down to the last bit of the Super Smash Brothers, which are more of our DLC characters. We have Richter, Joker, Hero. We have Banjo-Kazooie, the one that everyone was super excited for. Then we have Terry and Byleth. Still yet to see whether we will get any additional ones like Minecraft Steve or Sephiroth. We do have Min Min confirmed. That is on pre-order. As I get more of them, I will move the shelves around and continue it on. But that is currently the end of our Super Smash Brothers ones, with 87 being the last one. Next up we have Chibi Robo. We then have our Metroid ones, with the actual Metroid itself being a squishy one, which was very interesting for it. Okay. Next up we have our Kirby series. We have Kirby, Meta Knight, King DDD, and Waddle Dee. We then go to our first, I believe, third-party released ones. We have our Shovel Knights. So I've got the original Shovel Knight both in the box and out of the box, even though that was the first one to not include a thing to need it. They then started adding in the actual blockers, so you do need two of them if you want to have one sealed and one opened. However, these didn't release locally. I had to import them, and they were super expensive, so I only got one of them, but I don't have the game, so I don't really need to use them in the game, so that's all fine. We then have our golds and our silvers. Now, I've got 3 of them here, because this one I won from a YouTube channel, Nintendo Collecting, during their Mario-thon, where they play through like all of the Mario mainline games for charity, and I donated and entered the draw, and I won it, so that's a nice little collector piece. So that one's from Canada, North America. The gold's actually shiny, which is the same with that one, whereas with the Australian releases, they're just printed on gold and silver, but not actually like shiny at all. So there we have the super rare gold and silver ones. We then move into the rest of our Super Mario ones. We have our Mario, Luigi, Toad, Peach, Bowser, Yoshi, and then Donkey Kong. We then will drop down and continue on with these ones. We have our Rosalina Wario. We have our Boo, which was the first glow-in-the-dark one. So far, the only one as well, I believe. Let's see if I can kind of get it to glow a little. There we go. Charge it up on the light. Chuck that back up there. We then have our Diddy Kong, Waluigi, Daisy, Koopa Troopa, and Goomba. We'll finish off the shelf with another one I had to import from America, which is the Mega Man Legacy Collection for the 3DS Gold Mega Man Amiibo. Okay, while we're down here, let's continue on with these ones. So we have our Wedding Super Mario Odyssey Amiibo. We have our 3-pack and then our individual packs. Just have a random, I think, Skylanders thing up there, just because why not? We then have our Fire Emblem ones. We have Elm, Silica, Chrom, and Tiki. These ones were interesting because they have like cobblestone-esque sort of bases, which was cool. Moving down, we have our Cat Peach and Cat Mario. Nice and furry looking. I was hoping that they might have actually have done it flocked, because that would have been cool, but they didn't. We then have our Dark Souls Solaire of Astora. We have our Super Mario Amiibo cards. Mario Sports Superstars Amiibo cards. I have all of them in there. They were random blind packs. Got to collect them all. Quite a lot of them. We then have our Skylanders Superchargers ones. So they double as both Amiibo. If I can get it in view. So you can see Amiibo is currently selected for that. Or you can slide it and make it a Skylanders figure. So those were cool. They were released in a few different ways, in packets like this, or in starter sets for the actual things, and they also came in the Dark Edition versions. So we have our Dark Edition Amiibo there, we have our regular ones, and then the last thing down on this side is we have our Super Mario Cereal Amiibo. I had to import this one from America as well, also very expensive. You got some yummy cereal to eat, as well as an Amiibo. You scan the box into Super Mario Odyssey, and it is a delicious Amiibo. Okay, so that is one part of the wall done. Let's move over to the middle, finish up the middle, because there's only a little bit left. So, these ones are all usually hidden. We have our Pikmin, we have a little carry case. We have our Monster Hunter Rise and Monster Hunter Stories 2 Amiibo. I don't have any of the original ones because they weren't available in Australia at all, and they were super expensive and hard to get. But there we have all of those. They have had unboxing videos recently, so check out the 2021 playlist to see those. Down there I've got just a Game Traveler case. I usually don't have anywhere specific to store it, so I just put it there to fill up the empty space that's usually filled by the TV. Let's move over to the last bit of the wall, the final stretch of the video. Okay, down here we have our Animal Crossing amiibo. We have the Isabel in summer and winter uniform. We have Digby. I'm not going to go through reading them all, but let's just have a quick little look through them all. Fun fact, Kix I bought pre-owned and the head wasn't attached, so I super glued it back on. Okay, moving down to the next row of our Animal Crossing ones. And then we have these that were released individually or as a 3-pack, so I have the 3-pack as well. We have a few amiibo cards. This one came from, I want to say Amiibo Party, the board game one that they did. And then we have the Sanrio pack, the re-release with all of them inside. I originally had every single other amiibo card for Animal Crossing in the folders, so the 4 series plus the 5th Happy Campers one as well. I sold them because I didn't have the Sanrio ones. Then they re-released them, and now I'm kicking myself because I could have had a complete collection, but I was upset not having it all, so I sold it. But oh well. Moving on to the last little bit of the wall, we have our Splatoon figures. So the 3-pack and the individuals, you could only get the squid from the 3-pack. So I bought 2 3-packs, and then the individual ones, opened the 3-pack to have the open ones. And then we have our next 3-pack, which is the color swap of the originals. We then have some new ones. Then we go down here, we have our 2-packs and then our 3-pack of Octolings. We have a carry cube hiding behind there because nowhere else to really put it. So way to store and move them around. And then last up, you should actually be facing this way, we have our Diablo Loot Goblin. Now this one's the only one that has an oval base instead of a circular one. So that was another interesting little bit. And then of course we have our end level buildable custom display for the amiibo. I bought those ones on clearance from Target, so that was great. Instead of like the usual $50 or something that it was, got them for $10 each, which was great. And that is essentially all of the amiibo that I have. I also have some cool little display strips that I got from Target when they were getting rid of all of theirs, I believe. But yeah, so that is essentially it. Very hard to get this video done, so I've put it off for a while, but some people were asking recently, so here we have it. I hope you have enjoyed. Let me know in the comments section below. Do you have any of these? Do you have any that I'm missing? Do you know which ones I am missing? Because I might try and track them down. I know I'm missing Quibi. I'm missing the Monster Hunter Stories original release ones. There's probably some more as well, and I have some more coming in the future. Hope you have all enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts. Like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I do unboxings and video gameplay. And other than that, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching, and goodbye.